So this week, Richard and I sat down with the architects and we started stage one, the feasibility design. Together, we started exploring all the different areas that we want to incorporate within the demise. As I've mentioned earlier, on the ground floor, we're going to have the dental practice. In the basement, we're going to have the dental training center. Now, this building is quite big, so Richard and I have been going back and forth trying to think about other things that we can incorporate within the building. One area that we really want to incorporate is a podcast studio. Now, Richard and I have ambitions of launching our own podcast. People have been asking us to do this for a while, and we've had ambitions ourselves to do it, but we haven't really had the time or a place to go and record. So we've decided we're going to incorporate a podcast studio. We're also going to use this podcast studio for filming like I'm doing now. So hopefully the very last episode of this could potentially be in our new podcast room. For those that know Richard and myself, you will know that we're really into health. So we've been toying about the idea of incorporating a wellness center within our building. The wellness center will incorporate ice baths, hyperbaric oxygen chambers, infrared saunas, massage, and a cryotherapy chamber. Now, Richard loves his ice baths. He's been trying to get me into one for a very long time and I just keep avoiding it. But if we do end up with an ice bath in our building, I will have no choice but to get in it. So what else has been going on this week? I've been in constant communication with Martin, the broker, and we're collecting all the information that we need to send off to the banks. That includes a lot of personal information, a lot of business information. There's a whole questionnaire that both Richard and I need to fill out. It's going to take probably the best part of a week to get all of this information together. The banks essentially want a business plan from us as well. So I'm going to spend a lot of time putting that business plan together. They want to know a lot about the way the business works, how we generate revenue, the different courses that we run, and what our future ambitions are as well. So we need to package all of that up as a business plan, present that to the banks. So this week we're in the thick of it with lease negotiations as well. We're trying to figure out what the exact rent is going to be, what the rent review periods are going to be, what the service charge is going to be, what the building insurance is going to be, what the business rates are going to be. When you take on properties like this, you just assume you've just got to pay rent, but there's a lot more to it than just paying rent. The business rates alone are ridiculously priced. And then on top of that, you've got the service charge, you've got the building insurance, and all these other extra bits that I was never aware of. So we're currently in the process of trying to figure all of these costs out. So the way it works is there's me, there's my property agent, there's the landlord, and the landlord's property agent. So this is how the conversation is flowing at the moment, is the landlord is speaking to his agent and providing all the information. His agent then speaks to my agent then speaks to me. So there's four of us within this loop, and it takes quite a long time for all the information to be passed around. It'd be fantastic if I can just pick up the phone and speak directly to the landlord, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. One of the things they have come back and said is that they want to do our rent reviews. So what that basically means, every 5 years they're going to review our rent and they're going to increase it. Unfortunately, that rent never comes down. It's called an upward rent review. So what they want to do is they want to apply the retail price index, which is what's usually applied to things like supermarkets. So because this place was a supermarket before, it was a Sainsbury's local, they want to increase our rent based on inflation, essentially. Now, I don't want that to happen because we're obviously not a supermarket. So I've pushed back on this through my agent and I've asked the landlord to do our rent review based on current market value. So what will happen is an independent surveyor will come every 5 years. They will assess the area, they will assess the space, they will assess what we're doing there, and then come up with a market value. Now, my property agent has said that that is a better way of doing it. It's less likely that my rent will go up a lot if we do it this way, but if we do apply the RPI index, the rent could be going up a lot more. So we've pushed back on that. We don't know what the landlord is going to say. That conversation actually happened earlier this morning. So fingers crossed they come back and they accept it. But in the meantime, we're hoping that we get a little bit more clarity on the rent review, business rates, service charge, building insurance, and anything else they bloody want to charge us for.